So, Dr. Osheni, we are live
already. Welcome, everybody. Good day. Thank you for joining us. We see many of you joining in from different parts. I see. Please go into the chat and let us know where you are joining from. This is the September edition of the Knowledge Sharing Series. I wanted to go right into the chat. Let us know where you're joining us from. We're excited to host you in this September edition. Our guest is set and everything is going to be awesome. I just wanted to get excited for what we are going to have today, right? And just to do a quick introduction, and then I'll bring up our convener to properly welcome us to this experience we are having. What is the Administrators Hub about? I mean, for most administrators already, you are familiar that the Administrators Hub is a free, not the ways we use to reach out to both professional administrators and non-professional administrators. If you know somebody who should be part of this experience you're about to begin, please be kind to them. Share the link with them to join right now so that they can go together in this experience we're about to begin. I'm much excited because today we're exploring a topic that most administrators find challenging. We're talking about the concept of work-life balance and work-life integration. Many administrators are struggling with this. We are seeing a lot of poor, dwindling performances. We are seeing, imbalances in different aspects of lives, and then there's the mental overload. Work is now becoming mechanical and less creative. How do we solve all of these challenges? That is what we're going to solve in this September edition. And I'd like to welcome you specially again. Please sit back, sit tight. You may want to grab a bottle of water or whatever is your snack you prefer by your side, right? But be rest assured that you're going to have a great session today. I'd like to welcome you. Let us know where you're joining from. Put that in the chat so we can also get to welcome you properly. At this junction, I'd like to yield the floor for our convener, right, who has created this platform for us. I'd like to invite Administrator Adefunke Fola to share remarks as we begin this September edition of the knowledge sharing session. Please welcome with me. Put your clap emojis in the chat as we welcome our convener. You have the floor, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Dr. Osheni. Thank you so much for a job well done introducing the hub and what we do here. And as it is, can you confirm that you can hear me? Can you hear me, please? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear. Yes, we can.
Oh, okay, beautifully. I'm so excited to be here this afternoon, and it's my pleasure to welcome every one of us to our knowledge sharing series here at the Administrators Hub. Just like Dr. Osheni has said, the Administrators Hub was put together to help us to learn the evolving practices in the 21st century workplaces. And I see all the time that here at the Hub, we're trying to make knowledge common. And today we're looking at a very integral topic, the concept of work-life balance, work-life integration. And we are asking ourselves, are these myths or they are realities? And I wouldn't be talking about that. There's someone that will be talking about that, someone that will be brought up by the ME. But I want to say that this is the 27th edition of the Administrators Hub Knowledge Sharing Series. We commenced activities about 2 years ago. We are going to be 2 years in October. And like we always do by September, we'll be November, we'll be celebrating big. I want to appreciate everyone that's taken time to be here this afternoon and everyone that will be joining after now and persons that will be watching the video after now. Thank you so much for trusting in us and believing in the things that we do at the Administrators Hub. What we are doing here, like I said earlier on, is making knowledge common, making it cheap for everybody to access so that we can grow on our assignment. Now, it's very interesting who we are bringing on board today. I'm not going to say much about him. I did not know that he had his thesis done on work-life balance. But this morning, he sent me a sneak peek into his slides, and I found out that that was what he did. Is I just gave him the topic because he is an HR person. I didn't know that that was what he did his thesis on, and I'm sure that it's going to be very expository and will be taking a lot. In the workplace, a lot of us have jeopardized our well-being. We have jeopardized so many things for our quest for a better living. But now we are getting tired, and we are saying, is there somehow we can have a balance between work and life and get everything moving and still benefit both ways? I'm not the one to talk to us about it. The one to talk to us about it is here, and I will leave that to him. But I want to say again that I'm very grateful to have every one of us here today. On the administrators of we keep learning, unlearning, and relearning. And I want to assure everyone that is here that it's going to be a great time. As we go on in this event, we will put in our announcements on the chat. And I want us all to check out our links, our diverse links, and also our social media handles so that we can connect with the administrators hub. I want to say a very big thank you, even though it's not time yet for the vote of thanks, but I want to say a very big thank you to the facilitator of today. As you can see, we are having this event the third weekend of September. If you know the Administrators Hub, we have an event on the first weekend, but he had something for the first, he had something for the second, and that of the second is quite huge. He has said I should not talk about it, but I wouldn't talk about it. He just got inducted into the Fellowship of NITAD, and that's, if you ask me, one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious, training and development institute in Nigeria. Congratulations, Dr. Olumuyiwa A. Oludayo. This is the person that we're bringing to you today. And I want to assure you that it's going to be a great time on this platform. Let me, at this point, yield the mic to the ME who will take us further on this. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. It's going to be a great time of learning, unlearning, and relearning. Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Oshini.
Thank you very much. Can we please go to the chat? Can we please go to the chat, express our appreciation? I see the chats. Thank you, Adini G, Antonia. I see Anike Leons. I see Oluwaseun. I see everyone coming in. Thank you. Let's keep that coming. Let's keep to our facilitator. I'm just going to do an introduction of who is going to be facilitating this experience for us. And I'll just play a video profile here, if the admin can permit, so that I can share that screen. Is a dear senior colleague and expert in his field. One of the things I enjoy about listening to Dr. Olumuyiwa is how he shares practical, applicable insight and frameworks, something that you can literally leave this call right now and begin to execute. That's the kind of experience that we're having on the call today, right? So please sit tight, watch the video introduction. The next voice you will hear after that will be that of our facilitator for today. So please watch.
To have with us Dr. Olumiyiwa Oladayo with us to facilitate this month's knowledge sharing session. Let's get to meet our facilitator. Dr. Olumiyiwa Oladayo, widely recognized as Top Chief, a teacher, organizational management expert, performance and professional development guru, corporate planning and strategy consultant, human resource management expert, inspirational speaker, executive coach, and facilitator of learning and development initiatives, is a transformative leader and consultant with a distinguished career in higher education, human resource management, and organizational development. With a proven track record across industries including oil and gas, professional services, aviation, manufacturing, academia, technology, financial services, and mobility, Dr. Oladayo combines strategic insight with a people-centered approach to deliver impactful solutions. His expertise in talent optimization, leadership development, and performance management enables organizations to achieve sustainable growth and long-term effectiveness. Dr. Oladayo's career spans influential roles in academia as a faculty member, dean, and director, where he has driven leadership and capacity-building initiatives across Africa. As a research fellow with the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, his work has shaped HR practices through contextually relevant strategies designed to address evolving challenges. Known for his ability to integrate practical expertise with visionary insights, Dr. Oladayo inspires organizations to excel by unlocking their human capital potential. His dedication to performance and organizational excellence ensures lasting value and measurable outcomes for every organization he partners with. Ladies and gentlemen, dear administrators, let us honor and celebrate dearly Dr. Oladayo as we welcome to take the floor at the September Knowledge Sharing Series of the Administrators Hub.
To the chat, let's celebrate and welcome our facilitator today, Dr. Oladayo. You're welcome. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining. You have the floor, please.
Oh wow, amazing! This is such a surprise. Again, such a surprise and a great privilege to be here. I'm so excited. I'm looking at the chat and I'm seeing the people on this call, and I'm wondering, oh my God, if I had known that they were here, maybe I would have worn my suit and a tie, you know, and really dressed up as an administrator, you know, really dressed up as an administrator. So I'm excited to be here. Let me thank everyone. Let me first of all acknowledge the convener of this hub. Ma'am, thank you so much. I mean, we go way back, and our history dates to when we never even met each other. Before we met each other, yeah. you had shown us. I mean, you know, you've desired to see me and to be with me and to support me and all of that. And I'm grateful for I'm grateful for all of that. So thank you so much. And when I heard 27 episodes, did I hear correctly?
Yeah.
Monthly,
yeah,
27
you did. Yes.
Oh my! Congratulations.
Sometimes we did 2 times a month. But altogether, this is the 27th.
Oh wow! Congratulations, and let me celebrate all the people who are here and those who have been following. Because the world that we live in today, honestly, if you are not learning very fast, you possibly will be stuck very fast. The things happening today are things that we cannot but get our hands into the plow. I mean, I have 2 boys and a girl, and I remember one day my son came home from school and was saying that he needed to build a website, that his assignment was to build a website. And then we started to consider, do we call an uncle who is a programmer to support him? How do we ensure that he does it? And somehow I said, hey, can we not use AI? And then he went on ChatGPT, prompted ChatGPT to give him all the necessary codes and the steps he needed to build a website, a simple website for his assignment. And guess what? Without the help of any professional, but with the use of a tool, he built it. He built it. So your ignorance is not to the extent of which you do not have somebody to support you, or you don't have anybody to facilitate for you. The idea is that you are ignorant or you are unproductive to the extent that you cannot use tools that are available to you as well. You are ignorant, you are unproductive to the extent that you cannot use tools. You are ignorant or unproductive to the extent that you cannot use tools. People will be available. People will be available, but tools are also going to be available. Today, we live in the world of agentic AI, where you can find an AI tool to begin to do things for you and on your behalf. Today, we delegate things to our subordinates, to people, our team members. But in the world of technology now, you can begin to deploy and delegate things to an AI assistant who will do the work and get it done on your behalf. It's on that note I like to say it's a delight to be with you at this knowledge sharing series. I thank, again, the leadership for inviting me. And I really, really commend you for creating this platform to learn. I mean, and I picked those words from your letter, to learn, unlearn, and relearn, because today, truly the workplace of the 21st century demands constant renewal. And as I talk about the workplace of the 21st century, I think it's important for me to say one critical thing before I go into my presentation. There is the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report that was released a few years ago, a few months ago, I think June to be precise. That report says 172 million jobs will be lost before 2030. However, we're going to have a net of about 70 million, meaning we're going to lose some, we're going to have a new set of jobs coming. Now, these jobs are not going to be roles and titles. They will not be roles and titles of a senior administrator, junior administrator. It will critically be about competencies that people have. Competencies that people have. We are moving away very gradually. For those of us who need to be equipped with organizational design, we are moving away very steadily from what we call roles and titles. We are moving steadily into what we call taking jobs based on multiple competencies. You realize that you will not need somebody to be at the title of senior XYZ or head of XYZ. The person will purely be taking, be given assignments based on the competencies that he has. So we're going to a time in the world of work where it will be about what you can deliver, not the titles you can own. It's about the things that you can deliver, not the titles you can own. So I want to encourage you to look for that document. It's the World Economics Forum Future of Jobs Report 2025. Again, if you know you cannot read it, it's a massive material. It's full. So if you know you can't read it, download it, drop it on AI, and tell the AI to summarize for you and give you the key highlights. At least you have something you can quickly bite and use. Okay, having said that, today our topic is on concept of work-life balance and work-life integration. Is it a reality or a mirage? Is it a reality or a mirage? And this is a subject that's very dear to me, just like the convener said earlier on, because my doctoral research was focused on work-life balance. I mean, to think that 12 years after, I'll come and still talk about this on a platform like this is amazing. And I did my PhD thesis on work-life balance initiatives in the Nigerian banking sector. And can I share with you why I did that research? Because many people have reasons why they look for topics to study. I see my former acting vice chancellor here on the call, my former HOD and my lecturer, Professor Adeniji, is also on the call, Professor Akan Williams. I recognize both of you very specially. You are people who have contributed to my professional growth and development, and you are people I really admire so much. And I'm grateful that you are still here learning. It's amazing. It's amazing, honestly. I did not expect to see either of you, but it's amazing to see you here. Welcome, sir, and welcome, ma. So when you sit in the midst of profs, very soon you also become a prof. So if you have come to the company of professors, so I'll soon be a professor. Now, why did I choose that topic? It will shock you that I just had my first child, my first son. And I was waiting. My wife was now pregnant for our second. And she worked in one of the banks. And I saw the way she had to go to work. We're living in Ota then, and she had to go to work in Lagos. I'll wake up in the morning, drive her to a particular location for her to board a vehicle. I'll drive back, hoping to catch up with my meeting at 8 a.m. in the University Chapel. And I said to myself, what kind of wala is this? What kind of stress is this in this world? What exactly are we doing? Is there no better way to get these things done? So it was in my quest to find out what provisions were there for my wife, that I studied work-life balance in the Nigerian banking sector. So call me woman rapper. Maybe you'll be correct. But I was influenced by a need in my own family. And that's what led me to study it. And I studied 5 banks: First Bank, UBA, Guarantee Trust Bank, Access Bank, and Zenith Bank. They call them the Fugas. And haven't done that over the years again, beyond that particular project, which was what launched me into the subject of work-life balance. Over the years, I've consulted for many organizations on people management, and issues like this have come to the fore. And so today, I'll be drawing both on research and practice. But before we dive in, and I see that the chat is very active, I'd love to see your comments in the chat. Before we dive in, let me ask you a very simple question. When last did you really feel balanced between your work and your personal life? That's the first question for you. And I want to see your thoughts, please. Don't leave it to me alone, and don't leave it to the convener as well. If you're really following us, you must drop something in the chat for us to see. When last did you truly feel balanced between your work and your personal life? When last? Last month? 6 months? Or never? Maybe sometimes. Or I've never been balanced. Which one? I'd like to hear your thoughts. And I'm hoping I'm not alone on this call. I still don't feel balanced. I still don't feel balanced, though. That's Sheon Olajube. Thank you. Constantly overwhelmed. Any other thoughts, please? Thank you, Sheon. Maybe you are the reason we have gathered today. I still don't feel balanced. Okay. Thank you, Kende, for joining. Do you feel balanced at all between your work and your personal life? Okay. Who feels balanced here? Or maybe the second question is, have you simply merged all of them, both of them, your work and your life, into one endless flow? Have you merged all of them into one endless flow? Oh, you can remember when you felt balance, but now, no more balance. Oh my God. Okay, so let's make progress then. So today, I'm going to have to talk to you about from 4 areas. The first is I'm going to clarify the concept of work-life balance and work-life integration. They are not the same, or perhaps there are certain things we need to learn about them. I'm going to share some insights with you from my research work, and then I'll try to introduce to you what I call the rise of social support. It's not really a rise, but I think it's something that we should become more aware of. And then I will answer the question that was posed at the beginning of this meeting to say, is this a reality or a mirage? And then we'll look at some of the key takeaways. So let's do a bit of conceptual clarification. Let's do a bit of conceptual clarification. What exactly is work-life balance? In one statement, I would say is your quest for responsible actions. Your quest, your desire for responsible actions across multiple roles and obligations. Ladies and gentlemen, there is an important thing that we all need to know. We all have multiple roles. And these multiple roles confer upon us what we call multiple obligations. We have multiple roles and multiple obligations. And the quest to take responsible actions across these multiple roles and obligations is what makes us desire balance. So you possibly can say that, work-life balance would be a state of equilibrium, where one person you want to successfully manage your professional commitments alongside your personal needs. Okay? You have personal needs such as family, personal needs such as your hobbies, self-care. I don't know how many of you lost self-care. Self-care where you just put your feet up. Somebody is doing your toenails for you. Somebody else is doing your, what do you call it now? Your pedicure and your manicure, and they are, taking care of you. If you don't take care of yourself, please, no one will. You better make provisions for yourself. Now, that state of equilibrium is what we call, what do you call it now? Is what we call work-life balance. And it really involves you distributing time and energy. So when we talk about work-life balance, 2 resources are critical here: time and energy. You want to distribute them effectively. And I'm not saying equally. I did not say equally, because what many of us think about doing things work-life balance, we think is about balancing and giving equal measure of time, equal measure of energy, equal measure of effort. No, it's not about that. It involves distributing your time and your energy between your work and your personal life. What is work-life integration? Work-life integration is an approach, and that key word there is approach. Work-life balance is what you want to attain. Work-life integration is the approach. Okay? Work-life balance is what you want to attain. Work-life integration is the approach. And this approach is one that recognizes and acknowledges and manages the effect of your work demands and life obligations. Okay? So it's one where you a flexible and holistic approach that blends it, because many a time we realize that there's a blurry line between our work and our life. For those of you who are like me, in the past few years of my life, I'm in some time in my life, I was working on the same campus. I was living on the same premises of the campus where I was working. And so sometimes you're going out of your house, you are passing in front of your office. And I mean, somehow you are tempted to say, oh, I forgot. It is easy for you to forget something in the office. You know why? It's just a stone throw. You could quickly go and get it. And when you get there, you realize, maybe I should treat this file before I go back home. Maybe I should just treat this file before I go back home. So you are stuck. But work-life integration is something where you want to prioritize finding a rhythm that allows you to weave together your work demands with personal responsibilities. Today, with the advent of remote work and flexible work arrangements, the lines are even becoming a lot more blurry, where people can you can have a Monday management meeting, and after the Monday management meeting, guess what you're doing? You are attending your son's or your daughter's spelling bee competition in school. Spelling bee competition starts at 10 o'clock. You have done your management meeting between 8 and 8:30, 9 o'clock. And the next time, you are off to the school, which is 15 minutes away from your house. And you have gone to attend to the spelling bee competition because you are working remotely. Some other people achieve this because of some things that we're going to talk a little more about in a short while. Some people are also able to achieve this even if they are not working remotely. They come to the office, have their first meeting. After their first meeting, they either tell a colleague or their supervisor to excuse them for a while to attend to that personal obligation. But I'm going to come back to that. So let's understand it from what go. Work-life balance is the goal for wanting to be able to distribute not equal now, to be able to distribute time and energy to your demands, to your multiple roles and obligations. While work-life integration is an approach that enables you to achieve that. Okay, so let me bring some insights. Don't mind this picture. It's a long time ago. It's about 12, 13 years. I mean, if you look on the screen and you look at my slide, you can see that my cheeks have come up more. My head is bigger. But I thank God for this day. It's something I should be grateful for the sponsorship that even got me to this point, because I was a sponsored participant. And these are things that I'm grateful for. Now, let me share with you 5 insights from my PhD research that I think will be very important for you. Number 1 is that policies are never enough. All of us who desire work-life balance and we find ourselves in employment, we will look to our organizations to say, maybe they have a leave policy, flexible work schedules, there is gym policy, there is that policy. The work-life balance policies are never enough. They will exist. In fact, they exist. In my research, what I found out was that the frequency of use of many of these policies was very low, even though they existed. But guess what? These policies don't automatically translate into better balance. Today, many organizations are compelling their staff members to go on leave. In fact, people are telling them you are not qualified for your leave allowance until you have gone. They will not buy it. You have to go. And they are telling people you cannot also accrue your leave. I was in a class, I was in a training session with a few HR professionals on Thursday. And one of the things we said to ourselves was, Imagine that organizations allow you to accrue your leave, and you have worked in that organization for, say, 20 years, and your leave days are supposed to be 20 days. 20 times 20 is 400. So you are qualified to not come to work for one whole year. Can you imagine that? Imagine you work for 20 years, you've not gone on leave, and they allow you to accrue. That means for one whole year, you can take a leave and not come at all. So these policies are not enough, okay? They are there, but they are not enough. They don't automatically translate into better balance. If your organization is not forcing you or compelling you to use it, you possibly will find yourself still stretched, still overwhelmed, and still bogged down. Number 2 insight is that relationships are powerful. Relationships are powerful. To achieve work-life balance, you need support from your supervisors, support from your colleagues. These things oftentimes have stronger impact than written policies. I can tell you that one for free. I can tell you for free. When you walk into the office of your HOD and say, sir, ma'am, can I just get 3 hours? Or can I get 1 hour? Can I get 1 day off? Just so that I can go and do X, Y, Z, I can meet this obligation. Or when you tell a colleague to cover in for you, or you have an emergency, you want somebody, your co-worker, to help you get some things done, that's how you get some balance. And see, if you ignore the relationships, you'll possibly not find help. The extension of your hands that you require, you'll possibly not find them. And so support from supervisors and colleagues often has a stronger impact than the written policies. Number three, critical thing for those of you who work in a very high energy, high fast-pacing work environment where there's a lot of demand on your time. Set and defend your boundaries. Set and defend your boundaries. I don't know if you can still hear me. Can you?
Yes, we can.
Oh, great. So,
Yes.
set and defend your boundaries. Do you know there's a law in France today that permits people to disconnect from every system of work after work hours? There is a law. I was teaching an employment law class on Thursday, and I was sharing that law with them, that the French government has a law that allows you to log off. So I'm not going to take my calls. I'm not going to pick up my phone once work hours is done. And the reason is this: they want people to practice some form of balance. But if you are not in a place where the law protects you or demands such from your employer or your seniors, you've got to be the one that practices healthy boundary setting. You've got to be able to help people manage their expectations. And for many of us, we need to learn to say no as appropriately. We need to learn to say no as appropriately and protecting our personal time. We need to learn to say so, because sometimes you are deep in sleep, and somebody calls you, and it's not an emergency. Someone just needs something that they can wait for the next day. It's important to set such boundaries. When people know that when they call you after 6 p.m., you don't pick up, guess what will happen? They will know you for that behavior. They say, oh, don't call Hal, don't call him. After 6 p.m., he doesn't pick a call. He doesn't reply an email. But you are the one that they are seeing replying an email at 11 p.m. You are the one responding to a WhatsApp request at 12 p.m. You have not set the boundaries yourself. And so you are just giving people permission to come into your space, into your room at times. Today, when I go to work and I come back home, I always try my best to stay outside my room, my apartment. Before I walk into my apartment, I try to stay away and return all the calls I need to return. I don't want to come into the house where my family members are and I'm sharing that time with them and work. So I believe when I've knocked on the door, I've come into the house, I've sat with them, anything work is till when I'm done with these people. Because when I was away, they allowed me to be away. Why am I now in their space, their own time, and I'm now, bringing in something else? I'll be cheating them, and it's not necessary. Okay. Now, the next is, when I say set and define boundaries, the next is self-care. Self-care, okay? Self-care. You've got to know how to give yourself, since formal structures may not fully support your balance, you must take responsibility for your well-being. My dear administrators, take yourself for a spa. Let them press your body. Let them stretch your joints for you. You don't see, if your employer doesn't buy you a chair that is economic enough for you, once in a while, go to for spa, for those massages. Let them press all your bones. Go for some activities that allow you to take care of yourself. Sometimes you just need to drive away from the environment of work, drive away from the environment of home, go to a seaside. Just go by water and not be hearing water. Just go to nature's paradise. Take a time off. This culture is not very common in Africa. It's not common in Africa. You will start thinking of the cost. How will I go to Lakwe? How will I go to Olumorok? How will I go to XYZ? How will I go to XY that? How do I go there? The cost is high. And I'm telling you, the cost of not taking care of yourself is higher than the cost of taking care of yourself. The cost of not taking care of yourself is higher than the cost of taking care of yourself. Because when you break down, you will spend the money. May we not spend money on health issues when we could have spent money on healthy living. Maybe the final point here is use this policy without guilt. Use the policies without guilt. Some policies are there that you're not using. Many people don't even know what policies exist for their work-life balance in the organization. Can I ask you to please go and check? As administrators, we are possibly the custodians of these policies anyway. Can you imagine being a consultant and you are writing a policy, you're writing a report to an organization on work-life balance, and you are doing that report at 4 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. You are telling them to have work-life balance, and you are at 3 a.m. writing that report. Even you, your life is not balanced. So I'm asking you to please use these policies without guilt. If there's a leave process there, use the leave. Go on leave. Let nobody guilt trip you. If there is study leave, go on study leave. How many leave opportunities have you used in your organization? How many? Look at how many options are there. If they say there's opportunity for casual leave, take a casual leave. What is it for? It's for casual things. It's for casual things. Take it. Just take it without guilt. Oh, I just want to go and see my friend. But this is not your annual leave, but casual leave that has been defined as XYZ. For those of us who are administrative, by the custodians of this policy, we have defined these policies. And maybe I should start a note of caution to our administrators here. When you write policies or when you draft policies, be careful of the wording. Be careful of the wording. There was a lady who sued her company because they did not allow her to go and mourn and bury her dog. I'm sure you say that's far off, but that's the truth. She wanted to go and mourn and bury her dog, but she did not. She was not approved to go. Whereas the policy said, you shall be entitled to a bereavement leave upon the loss of a loved one. You shall be entitled to a bereavement leave upon the loss of a loved one. That policy did not define who a loved one was. And guess what? The lady said, this is my dog. It has its own doctor. It has its bath every day. See the pen where the house we built for the dog. This is my dog traveling with me on a vacation. This is my dog with a leash. I mean, we will take my dog for a walk for physical fitness. What else do you do to a loved one? The judge over that case awarded to the woman $300,000 in damages. And so as we write and draft these policies, look and ensure that you look out for the details. And guess what? If you have seen a gap in the policy, just maximize it before you call the attention to it as well. Take advantage of it. That's what I'm saying. Use it without guilt. Use it without guilt. Use it without guilt. To sustain your well-being, it's important to confidently use your entitlements when necessary. And don't equate overwork with loyalty. Don't equate overwork with loyalty. The lifespan of work is longer than the lifespan of humanity. The lifespan of work. Work would always outlive us. Work would always outlive humans. I know there are deadlines or lifelines, as we call it. There are deadlines, there are lifelines, there are things that we need to do within a particular period. Agreed. If you plan your time very well, do time management very well, schedule very well, yes, you will attain that point. But the truth of the matter is this. You can never finish working. You can never finish working at all. There is always something to do. And my counsel is, don't equate overwork with loyalty. Say, yeah, the reward for a job well done is more work. They will kill you. They will kill you. They will kill you. It's good to always support your colleagues, and you don't know how to say no. I see Professor Adeniji asking, how can we set and define boundaries? By setting the boundaries means you let people know. You first of all set for yourself what times, what things you can tolerate, accommodate, and the things that you cannot, and then let people know. One way to let people know is by deferring your response to their requests to a later time. Oh, dear Muiwa, I've just seen your request to turn in that report. I'm sorry I've left the office. I will do this once I get back to work tomorrow morning. Acknowledge it so that the person doesn't think that, oh, you saw my message, you did not reply. Or you did not acknowledge. I have seen it, but I have left work. I will do it tomorrow. I'm not even going to ask you, I hope it's not too late. I won't give you that opportunity to say, oh, maybe it will be too late. Can you help me now? No, I've left work and I'll get to it tomorrow morning when I get to work. When the person says, oh, I wish you can do, okay, sorry, while I will let you know that, hey, I've left the work environment. I may still do it and say, oh, when I came back from my whatever engagement, I found some free time. But I'm not going to commit to it. So you don't take it as a right. If I ever do anything for you outside work, you should see it as a privilege that I accord you, and not a right that you earn, that you have, that you are entitled to. And so set the boundaries for yourself, what opportunities you can take on and the ones you cannot take on. And when things encroach into it, you should be bold enough. I know many of us are not always bold enough about these things, and I'll tell you why. We think that we are in an employer's market. We think we're in an employer's market because, if I say I'm not ready, they will find somebody to replace me. If all of us say that we are not available, who then would they use in replacing us? But we all must stand to protect ourselves. And those of us who have opportunities to lead and influence people, let us also begin to build that culture of not calling our subordinates and colleagues after work. Let's build the culture in our organizations. Okay. So let's move on. Let's talk about the rise of social support. This one was something I found even when I left, when I left doing the PhD, after the PhD work, I found out that this was one of the critical things. And a number of us on this call already know what I'm talking about. Social support simply means the assurance of help or guidance and emotional connection. See, the goal is work-life balance. Remember, an approach is work-life integration. But I'm saying that in integrating your work and life, you will need some form of support. Supervisor support, co-worker support. Now I'm adding to it is social support. And that is the assurance. Key word there is assurance of help. I know I will get help. I know I will get guidance. And I know I will get some emotional connection. And this can come from your family, your friend, your neighbor, your partner, your co-worker, from so many people. Okay, we lived in a society before now. I grew up in an environment where the school bus would drop me off when my parents are not at home. And Iyaruka, that's Ruka's mother. Ruka is someone's name. Okay. Iyaruka will be available to receive me on behalf of my parents after school. My change of clothes is with her. My lunch is at her behest. And my parents were comfortable. They were assured that if the school bus dropped Muiwa, he will be cared for. Unfortunately, we don't live in that society anymore. Even our neighbors don't know where we go out because we are sneaking in and sneaking out. We don't even allow our neighbors to interact with our children. Maybe that's why we are having to see so much stress and burdens coming from work and life. Because we are not tapping into the support that is beside us. Yes, many of us also grew up. If you are a son, you have a mother alive, and then you've just raised a child. You've just been delivered of a baby boy. Guess what happens? You've been delivered of a baby boy. Your mom comes to do omugo, right? She comes around to stay with you and to care for your baby. Today, those mothers that we call grandmas now, they are inside one business or they are still working. They are still working because we're having younger grandmas nowadays. We're having younger grandmas nowadays who are still active in the work environment. And so for her, it's a matter of, how do I do this? Then they will tell you, sorry, I can only be coming on weekends. I remember my mom was with me 40 days for my son. My first son, she lived in with us. My mother-in-law came as well. But I mean, the world that we live in today is we're not very sure. We're not very sure. We're not very sure if those things will happen. And so, and this social support enables a sense of belonging and it helps to improve our well-being during those times that we have a lot of pressure on ourselves. I want to ask you a question today. Besides the policies at work, outside of work, where are you getting support? Who can you commit to help you? Who can you commit to help you? Many of us feel like, oh, well, if I can't be myself, I don't think anybody else can get it done. Guess what? You will be stressed. You will be stressed. You will be. You will be very, very stressed. We've got to trust people to be able to help us. Many of us do what we call ordering. We live in a world where we now order things. You can place an order for things and they deliver to you. E-commerce, right? Sometimes I will order things and I'm not at home. I'll tell my security man to receive it on my behalf, or I tell a neighbor to receive it. But hey, if I'm waiting for them to deliver it when I'm around, then you and the dispatch rider, you'll be meeting on the inside traffic, or you'll be getting some things done somewhere else. You're a community member. So there's a repair work or some work going on in your compound. Your community member calls you and says, "Oh, sir, this repair work is going on, and your car is going to be impacted if you cannot move it out." You are not aware, but you are quickly able to take a decision to ensure that happens. You live with people, and you see the things that bind you together as being impacted. You call on one person, and they also call you. That assurance of help and guidance and emotional connection. And I'm not even just talking about helping you for physical things, even guidance. Many of us don't know who to talk to when we are stuck. We're told that in the multitude of counsel, there's safety. Many of us don't talk to anybody. Don't talk to anybody. You don't know who you can trust. There are many lizards who are lying flat. We don't know the one that has bellyache. Oh, what's your business with the one that has bellyache? Are you their doctor? Are you their doctor? You're not their doctor. So why don't you look for help? You are thinking through issues yourself. You are walking through issues yourself. You are bearing the burdens yourself. Even the good book says, cast your cares and burdens on the Lord, isn't it? It says, don't carry it alone. Cast it. Cast your cares on people. People are there to support you. Many of us, the reason that we're overwhelmed is not the pressure of work. It's because we're processing the things alone by ourselves. You will get to the point of balance. And I talk about balance in terms of even options to solve problems. Options. Many of us don't come up with many options to solve our problems because we are the only ones thinking. You want to make a career decision. You want to make a career switch. And you think that you are sufficient by yourself to only think through it. You are not. And that's how you find yourself under pressure. Undue pressure. Many of us also don't talk to our co-workers. He said, well, an office is not family. An office is not family. An office is not family. They are not my family members. Well done. When you are going for your child's graduation, don't invite them, since they are not family. When you are going to do your father's 90th birthday, don't invite them, since they are not family. Don't give them a shrebi and say, hey, come and honor me. Honor you for what? Many of us want them to celebrate with us, but we don't want them to be on the journey when we are overwhelmed or we are in problems. We want our colleagues to celebrate with us. We don't take them through the journey to our success, but we want to take them to the point of that success. And so they just look at it, and you don't demystify. You make success mysterious for them because you're not seeking their counsel and their help at the time that you need it. Okay, let me move very fast. Now, what do you expect when you take on social support? I'm going to give you 8 points that you should pay attention to, what to expect. When you seek help and emotional guidance and support from people. Number one is stress reduction. You'll be shocked that you have a lot of rest. Please, if you have sufficient money, don't be washing your clothes by yourself. Get somebody to do the laundry. If you cannot get someone, get a machine. Get a machine. You are deceiving yourself by saying, when I watch, I listen to audiobook. When I watch, that's when I pray in tongues. When I watch, you can't be using physical strength and emotional strength at the same time, stressing yourself. One of you needs focus. Some of it needs focus. Stress, pressure on you, pressure on your mind. The moment you are able to delegate something to somebody else to help you think through something, you reduce stress. And that's what we get with social support. It also gives us an opportunity for coping strategies. One of the ways some of us cope with pressure is by sharing with someone. A number of us do not know how to cope with pressure or life challenges. I once was told that the examination of life has no timetable. Hey! I've seen many exams. I've written many exams. Even at the time, I don't even expect it. In this life, all of you on this call have seen it. Work exams. I'm not talking about promotion exam. You come to work in the morning and something just faces you. We had a very stressful situation in Lagos a few days ago where a particular office building, I'm not sure how many of you have heard that story, African Properties, and six staff of UBA Capital, of UBA Group, lost their lives, and 4 staff of FIRS also lost their life. And we have friends amongst those who died. My family has friends. This lady was locked up in the toilet. And see, administrators also say when we start to design buildings and we want to be technology savvy, she went to the restroom with her friend, and when the whole smoke thing came up, the doors snatched and locked. She was there, she didn't come out. She could not open the door. She called her husband, called her siblings, and told them, hey, I don't think I can make it. She has a baby who's going to be 4 months old tomorrow. Now, it is social support that will enable the spouse, the husband of that lady, now be able to balance. He will need a coping strategy to be able to balance. I tell you, that lady went to work. I mean, those of them who even saved themselves, that jumped from the windows and all of those things. How did they make it? We need social support. Number 3 thing that you will get when you ride on social support is time management. You'll be able to manage your time effectively. Remember, we said work-life balance about effectively distributing your time and your energy. At the time you take responsibility for leaning on others, lean on a shoulder. There's a song that says, here's my shoulder, you can lean on me. When you can take a shoulder to lean on, you'll be able to save your time. Time for studies, time for many things, you'll be able to do it. Okay? Can I say this? And maybe because we're in Africa, let me say this. Africa, is there anybody here that is not in Africa? Convener, do we have people outside Africa? Maybe the person will not be able to understand this one. Maybe not, but
well, we actually have persons. We have persons who do not reside in Africa who are members of the administrators hub, but I'm not able to tell whether they are here today or not.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I
I'm not able to tell.
If you are someone who is married or you are within a family setting and you have obligations that is time bound, when you are invited to an event, a social event, you don't have to go. Let your husband go on behalf of the family. Let your wife go on behalf of the family. That is social support. Say, honey, for those of you that call your spouse honey, I cannot go because of this and this. Let the man rise up, or let the woman rise and say, don't worry, I will go on our behalf. Because you have multiple obligations. You possibly are preparing for a professional exam, and that's the time your husband's auntie is doing her 60th birthday. You don't have to go, but your husband can go ahead and represent you and make a good case for you. I do that a lot at home with my wife, and I'm saying to her, no, you have this exam, we cannot get back these 8 hours. We cannot get back these 8 hours, I'll go for us. Or no, I'm preparing for this, I cannot go, you go for me. Time management, we get that done. and it is come from social support. Okay, so the next thing is motivation. Anytime we lean on social support, we get motivated because people inspire us. When they share their stories of victory, when they share their stories of how they overcame, we are motivated and energized to be able to move on. That's what we get with social support. We don't attain work-life balance just because we have a goal. Sometimes we desire work-life balance because we have seen what it has done in the lives of other people. I know a colleague of mine. She has 2 house helps in the house. I spoke with her this afternoon. In preparation for this meeting, and I'm like, I said, why do you have 2? She said, I have a housekeeper and a nanny. I said, what's the housekeeper doing? He said, the housekeeper is to take care of the house. The nanny is to take care of the children. I said, really? This is someone whose first child is 7 years old. And the second one is about maybe 2 years old or 4 or something. So it's not like they are old people. No. But that allows her to have time for many other things she's doing. That was a motivation for me, but me, I don't need it because my own children now can do many things by themselves. So, but I mean, there's a motivation for us. Number 5, reinforcing your boundaries. What to expect is that you reinforce your boundaries. Sometimes because we are Africa, we can't say no to certain things. Oh, your auntie has called you to come for this event. How can you say no to them? They were there for you during the days of your father. They were there for you during the days of your mother. Okay, go. And the 3 hours you need to study for an exam that you have the next day, you will now fail. When you fail, you'll say, it's not as if they were really bright before. They are the ones that will say that you were not really bright before that. They just know that your parents were the ones supporting you. Reinforce your boundaries. Let people know what you can accommodate and what you cannot tolerate. Professor Adeniji has asked a question, and she says, what happens to reports you must submit 9 p.m. and you have left the office environment? Imagine the email came at 7 p.m. Where is work-life balance? The truth is this. It's because we have no reason to demand those things. And I'm not asking you to be disobedient. What I'm calling is that you must call the attention of the authorities to the fact that our lives need to be better. I work with CIPM now, and one of the things that we're doing as an advocacy is to see how we can enact laws that allow people to do what we call disconnection. We're trying to influence laws for disconnection. Just like I told you about the French government. People should be able to disconnect from work. They should be able to. Number 6 is improved health. And I'm trying to close now. Improved health, you will have your health balanced if you are leaning on support. Your health will be balanced. You're not the only one cooking, sweeping, mopping. Get someone to sweep. Get someone to sweep for you. Get somebody to mop. Get someone to wash. Get somebody to do the groceries for you. You have gone to work all day. The same you will enter kitchen and cook for your entire family. When you are done, because your children are small, you are still the only one to wash the plate, do the dishes. Then their clothes that they wore to school that day, you want to wash it. Auntie Emma Paraina, don't kill yourself. That's what I just said. Don't kill yourself. Don't say you are a Hebrew woman. You are a Nigerian woman as well. You are a human being. Take care of yourself. Okay? Number 7, sense of belongingness. When others support you, you feel a sense of being loved. You see the sense of being loved. Do you know how many people really want to help you? Many of us don't know what we have until we ask those we know. You don't know what you have until you ask those you know. You don't know what you have until you ask those you know. We have a lot at our disposal. People are willing to serve us. Today, if you go online and check muyiwaludayo.com, that's my website. I did not build that website at all. Somebody just walked up and said, see, I want to give you a gift for your birthday. And build that entire website for me. The only thing I checked there was the correctness of the content. I did not even give the person content. Pictures and everything, the person fetched it for himself. There's a sense of belongingness. You feel loved. You feel part of a bigger cause when you get people to support you. Can I ask you to please permit people to help you? Many of us are not getting this. You are overwhelmed because you are not permitting people. People want to support you. but you're very suspicious, superstitious. If they come now, my children will be vulnerable. If they come now, my husband is likely to be vulnerable. If they come now, this one will be happening. Hey, come on. Define your boundaries, but allow these things to come. Otherwise, you will be stressed. The final thing you will expect when we do social support is work-life integration. You will now be able to merge everything together. You will not be able to see where is that line, where is that difference. You see that you are attending to everything, all those multiple roles and obligations yourself very easily. Now, as I close, let's try to address this question. Is work-life balance a reality or a mirage? I thought my slide, this was supposed to be a moving image on the screen, but it's not moving. But all of us know what a mirage is, right? You can see, are you sure whether it is water that is there or not? For those of us that drive, sometimes you're driving and you're looking in front and it looks like it's wet, only to get so far and you see that it's not wet. The question is work-life balance a reality or a mirage? Now, here's my response. When you take it literally, like just literally balance simply means equal time and energy. So if you are looking at work-life balance as equal time and energy, then it is not realistic. Okay? If you are looking at work-life balance as equal engagement of your time and energy, then it is not realistic. Life is a very dynamic one, and one domain often takes precedence over another. At different times, one will take precedence. And so, like Prophet Adeniji said, many people, sometimes you have to work into the night. And some other times you don't go to work at all because you're dealing with one family matter or the other. So life is dynamic. And one domain often takes precedence over the other at different times. So expecting a 50-50 split will create frustration for you and guilt. You start feeling guilty when you're not able to give it what it takes. When we talk about work-life integration, again, this was supposed to be a moving image. Okay. When we talk about work-life integration, rather than aiming for rigid balance, integration focus on harmonizing it. You harmonize your work responsibilities, you harmonize your personal responsibilities in a way that does two things. In a way that reflects your values and your season of life. There is a season of life now you are not wearing Pampers for a child. There's a season of life that you are now, you are not looking after younger ones. At a point in time in your life, you possibly were the eldest and you were the one caring for your siblings. But you're in a season of life now where you are all with yourself, all by yourself, or you are being cared for, or you are the one responsible for many people. So work-life integration simply means you are looking for how to harmonize them. And like I said before, technology works. Flexible arrangements work. Supportive cultures work. These are my 3 suggestions for you. Embrace technology. Embrace flexible arrangements. And I did not put flexible work arrangements there. I was careful not to put flexible work arrangements. I said flexible arrangements because sometimes you possibly will need somebody to go somewhere else on your behalf. For those of us that have spouses, Daddy, you go, let me stay. There are many times I've said to my wife, don't worry, I'll go and grind the pepper. What's the problem with a man grinding pepper? There's nothing wrong. Go and grind pepper. You know? Technology, flexible work arrangements, and then supportive cultures make all of these things very possible. In conclusion, and if you look at the image on the right, you will see that's work on the right and life on the left. You see at a point, the pressure is on family, on the life. That's the first image up there. Is on family. You see that it's down, down, down. That's where the pressure is. At some other time, it looks very balanced. And at some other time, is the work that people are seeing. Is the work that is taking the order of the day. So I'm saying to you all, my friends today, and dear professionals, dear administrators, integration is not perfect. Integration is not perfect, but it's attainable. Only attainable when you are able to set boundaries, and this is a key word, and it may be a culture shock for those of us in this part of the world, set boundaries. I mean, my phone is my phone. If I don't pick your call, I can't pick it. There's nothing you can do about it. It's past work. I don't have an obligation. I don't have a contractual obligation to you to pick it at a particular time. So I'm not violating anything. I did not give you an appointment at a particular time, and you call me. Brother, if I can, I'll take the call. If I cannot, I will not take it. And I will not feel guilty. Many of us are feeling guilty because we think we have set boundaries that are wrong. But I'm telling you, integration is attainable when you set boundaries. Number two, for those of us that work, all of us administrators that are active in service, it is also attainable when organizations support flexibility. I want to encourage all the administrators on this call, when you get back to your several organizations, support flexibility. Let people be able to do many things. I remember talking about flexible work arrangements, compressed work week. It is because we don't know how to design work. That's why we cannot have what we call compressed work week. It's because we work based on 9 hours a day, 5 days a week. We don't know what they call 7 hours of work per day. If I'm entitled to 6 hours of work, I should be able to say, okay, can I do my 6 hours of work of so number of hours and pull all of them together? I should be able to. And finally, integration is not perfect, but it's attainable when your social networks reinforce resilience. Ladies and gentlemen, if it takes you too long to get what you want, your network is poor. If it takes you too long to get what you want, if it takes you too long to achieve the things that you have as your obligations, as your demands, as your goals, because of work, because of other demands of life, your network is poor. You're not leveraging on it enough. And many of us suffer. Many of us suffer. Many of our dreams suffer. Career dreams suffer. Family dreams suffer because we don't know what our network can offer us. Many of us suffer because we don't know what our network can offer us. So I'm asking you today, if you don't know what you have, ask those you know. That lady thought that she was at her wit's end until she asked her husband's former boss, her late husband's former boss. She said, sir, there's a family pressure. I did not know that your former employee has gone to take loan. Now the creditors have come. And that's social support. And the man said, don't worry, man. There's something I have, which is called wisdom. There's something that you have, which is called effort. And that's work-life balance. Otherwise, her sons will have become employees before it was time for them to enter the labor force. Before it was time for them to enter the labor force, they will have become employees. But because of support, because of counsel, she was able to even enter into abundance, into prosperity, and not at the point of penury. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, I want to say thank you, and I hope I did not bore you at all. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ludayo. Please, can we express our appreciation to Dr. Ludayo? Please go to the chat and just share your thoughts and your appreciation. This has been awesome. If this was an half-day training, I think we've gone a full way, and you might be certified that you have some competency around this skill already, right? Thank you so much for sharing of your wealth of experience, practice, and insight over the years. So the floor is open. I know that Dr. Ludayo has answered some questions even while the session went on, but if you still have a question you think has not been answered, please, you have this opportunity. Just put in the chat so that we can take it right now as we quickly begin to wrap up the September knowledge sharing session. This has been awesome. And just trying to, go back to some of the learnings and some of the insight Dr. Ludayo shared. It brought back memories of a time in my teenage years when I was learning how to ride a bicycle. As I started riding, the bicycle, I discovered that overuse, sometimes the spoke of the wheel, one will remove, I'll throw it away. I just felt, what was this tiny thing? As I rode on, another spoke will remove, I'll throw it away. It dawned on me as I visited the engineer at some time that he said, as I was throwing them away, the wheel was going to rupture. And so as professionals, administrators, we have what is called the wheel of life. And all of the multiple roles that we play in are like those spokes of a bicycle, right? We need that integration and harmony, just like Dr. Ludayo rightly shared with us. This has been awesome. We want to really appreciate you for sharing. But should in case you came in abruptly or midway the session, you can go back to the replay, start from the beginning. so that you can get the full experience. Remember, strikingly, Dr. Leo he shared about the fact that if you are not learning very fast, you will be stuck very fast. I mean, that's stuck as well, right? So please note that. Again, he recommended getting that World Economic Forum Future of Jobs Report 2025. Please study that as well, as we also get on. We're moving away from titles and roles to multiple competencies about what you can actually do. And, talking about the focus of the discussion, the emphasis was the fact that it's not about equality, it's about equity, right? And then he talked about major findings from his doctoral work and work-life balance. I just like to reiterate them. Number one, policies are not enough, right? Number two, relationships are powerful, right? Leverage the relationships both of work and outside work. And number three, set and defend your boundaries. Like the doctor said, is a culture shock perhaps for some of us, but try to learn and do that as well again. And of course, self-care. Somebody should book that massage, that spa session this weekend, right? Go next weekend, let them press you, right? And then, of course, use the policies without guilt. I mean, this was very striking session. So let's go into the chat just to see, Dr. Luda, if you look at the chat, we have lots of appreciation going in there. Thanking you for this session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you think we have not answered your question, maybe you may want to retype it again. But I'm also trying to check if there's any particular one we have not answered. I know Professor Adeniji's question has been answered earlier on.
She seems to be saying work-life balance is a mirage. It's not a reality.
Okay.
So that's what I conclude.
She just said the girl.
I mean, and Abraham, maybe Dr. Abraham, please, for Dr. Adeniji and I mean Professor Adeniji,
okay, please.
and
you can lay on that. Okay.
Say, I believe that work life can be a mirage if the organization that you work with does not respect boundaries. It can be a mirage if the organization you work with does not respect boundaries. In as much as you will have roles and obligations within that organization, the organization has not truly, on paper, they may acknowledge that you have family. But in practice, how does somebody give you a task at 7 p.m. and expect you to submit at 9 p.m. and your contract, your employment contract says you work 9 to 5? Can I even shock you? Can I shock you on this call? Maybe it's a time to break some tables. Let me shock you on this call. Imagine that you work in a system where your letter says you're working 9 to 5, right? 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, great. Now you have a responsibility. Dr. Washington, and I'm going to use you. I'm going to use you as an example. I'm going to put you on the spot. And the labor law says we should work 40 hours a week, right? 40 hours. 40 hours. So 8 hours per day, 5 hours, 5 days a week, 40 hours. Dr. Oshini, you are an academic, isn't it? Right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I used to be in the academics, yeah.
Okay, you used to be in academia. Nice one. Okay, when you were in academia, just like I was. Now, first question is, you had responsibility for teaching classes. And in a week, there were many hours of teaching that you will have had. Remember, you're supposed to be hitting 40 hours. In that same academia, that same system, you were responsible for supervising students on the graduate project. And there's a number of hours attached to that activity, isn't it?
That's true.
Then you have work-related meetings that are not counted as part of these work hours. At the end of the day, you realize that you have done well over 80 hours in a week. And I did that computation before I came to that conclusion. So let's imagine somebody who is a professor who has a responsibility for both undergraduate and postgraduate. And you're supposed to supervise the projects of 10 students across each of those levels. How many hours do you want to you want to commit to those things. You have done a lot. And let's say you are taking about 5 or 6 courses, about 3 units of that's 18 hours already in a week. 18 hours already in a week. So you've not done research. You also have to do research, which is part of your work.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, you've logged about 90 hours. How then do you see that you're not working? So can I admonish our administrators here to say, let's begin to, if you cannot change the policies around the work, let's build a culture of volunteering so that people can begin to log their extra hours as volunteer hours. And the reason is this: globally, people use their volunteer hours to gain credits for opportunities outside work. So all the committee work that you do, so if you have been a member of a committee, let your institution begin to log those committee hours as volunteer hours. So at the end of the day, you possibly have logged in 100 hours, 200 hours of committee work in an academic session or in a work year and all of that. And guess what? You want to apply for certain things abroad or globally, and they're asking you, do you volunteer? Because you don't see committee work as volunteering work, you see it as part of your work, you have nothing to write. Many of us have volunteered beyond the hours of work, but we consider it as work. Hence, we are under pressure. So if I change my philosophy and my mindset, and I don't see the time that I volunteer as part of my work, but I see it as volunteering, and I know that those volunteer hours can be used, can be converted into something significant, then I can use it. So administrators, I think we have a responsibility. Change people's mindset about the things that are not work, that look like work, such as committee meetings, being part of some extracurricular activities at work. Let's help them to see it as volunteer hours. And let's do a research for our colleagues and say, how can I use my volunteer hours? How else can I use my volunteer hours? And maybe they will see a reason to even do more in those hours and not think that it's part of their work. I hope I added something valuable there.
Well,
Sorry.
I think you broke the table really. And just to also, one of the things I observed is that this topic is opening up many multiple competencies, perhaps that administrators could also look out for. For instance, how to organize a meeting, right? So most times hours are expended at meetings, but then the meeting could have been crashed to 30 minutes instead of 2 hours, or even sometimes without a meeting, right? Other strategies, one-on-one, sending a mail. So I think there are just a lot of competencies that is coming to the fore to see, can I take a log as I begin this new week? Can I take an inventory? Where are the hours going to? Try to do that for Monday, try to do that till Friday. And then come at the end of the week, go back to this replay again to say, where did the hours go to? So I now found out that this is where my hours went to. Some people don't even take their lunch break. I mean, for instance, in the corporate world, there's the 1 hour of lunch break, but many people don't even have that 1 hour of that relaxation or of rest, and rejuvenation. So when you take that log, you can now come back to say, what can be better? Go back to this replay again, apply all of these concepts, and begin to see how you can install it. Whether it was self-care that was missing, see how you can begin it. Whichever part of it, maybe the rise of social support, see how you can begin to incorporate it. And I think we'll be more refreshed as professionals, and as administrators in all the work we do, right? I think this has been rich. Please, if you have been watching this, please subscribe to the YouTube channel you are watching this from, the Administrators Hub. Turn on that, notification so that you can get notifications for other sessions. We do this every month, right? So, and then there's also our Telegram channel is on the chat. If that can be please pasted again, join the Telegram channel and the WhatsApp group as well, so that you can be in the community with other administrators, and then we continue to grow together. We extend our pre-sessions to our convener, but I'm not going to be the one to do the vote of thanks, right? So there's somebody who is going to do that, and I'd just like to yield the floor to Mr. Samuel Dare to please move the vote of thanks as we begin to wrap up this September edition of the Knowledge Sharing session. Mr. Samuel, you have the floor, sir.
Thank you so very much, Dr. Husseini. Please permit me to allow my camera to remain off. I've been on and off during this session a zillion time. Straight on to the task of the day, I want to, of course, appreciate God for the grace of resilience, the grace of support, the grace of continuity. Without him, I'm not too sure we could have come this far. So to him, be all the glory. I also want to appreciate our wonderful convener, Ms. Adifunke Fola Ojuloye. If it hadn't been for vision, I'm not sure she would have come this far. Like I said earlier on, you can begin to imagine running a program, a capacity building program of this nature every month, at times twice in a month. In fact, at times when we have some special occasions, running every day for about a week without any financial support from anywhere. So it takes vision to do that. Thank you so very much for your investment in the community of administrators, both locally and abroad. Thank you so very much. Now to Dr. Oludayo, our facilitator of the day. You know, sir, I've been following you since your time at Covenant University, and you know, I always have sessions of discussion with the convener virtually every other day, and she always talk about you, and it's like you are in my face all the time. You know, your exploits goes before you. Thank you so very much. It was through her, of course, that I got wind of your program, Workplace Conversation, and the last edition, 6.0, I think.
Yes.
Man, it was wonderful. I was stuck to my seat throughout this session, especially the contribution of Dr. Michael Agu and Ogu. And then that statistics you reeled out that particular day, I'm yet to recover from it. I was discussing with the convener, and she was also giving other shades of it to me. I said, sure, by 2030, they are going to do a kind of shift in the workplace. So we had better get prepared for that shift, honestly. So thank you so very much. And even though I've been on and off during this session, I got some snippets of your delivery today, and it's wonderful. Thank you so very much. This work-life balance subject, I'm not too sure we can even discuss it in one fell swoop. It is very deep and very, very long discussion, so to speak. But what you have done today, you have done justice, a lot of justice to it today. Thank you so very. I'm very sure that our viewers and our listeners will have gained one or two things from what, because personally, the snippets I got was almost filling the pages of my notes here. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very. I now understand why the convener likes talking about you a lot. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you for all you do for the committee of administrators. Of course, I also want to appreciate members of, we call them the think tank of the administrators hub. They have been the ramrod support for the convener, the encouragement, the support, the pep talk, and everything being available as at when required. Thank you so very much for your investment in the hub. We appreciate you. And of course, to our viewers and members, both locally and internationally, wherever you are joining us today, thank you so very much. I'm sure of one thing. There's no us without you out there. No us without you out there. It is because we are sure that you always come on board every month, that you're also encouraged to bring this to you. And lest I forget, I also want to appreciate Dr. Husseini. I'm meeting you for the first time today. And I was supposed to anchor this, but the convener told me, said, I have somebody who is very resourceful, who was, according to her, who was very closely with Dr. Daya. I said, that person must indeed be very resourceful. And you have demonstrated that today. I appreciate you so very much. After now, I'm sure I will have to connect with you, and then continue our discussion. Thank you for the way your input, the seamless way you have handled the moderation today. Appreciate you a lot. Thank you so very much. Thank you all.
Thank you very much.
Please, our viewers, just like Dr. Ogusine has said, please keep connecting with us on our socials, so that at least you keep getting nuggets that will keep you relevant on the job in your respective places of endeavor. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Dr. Oludayo. Thank you so very much. We appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you so very much. Let me try and put my camera on so that you will see my face also. So when I come to your you know that this is the guy. Thank you very much. Back to the Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Samuel Darif, for moving the vote of thanks. I'd like to pass it on to the convener, and just remember that work will always outlive humans. And maybe somebody is also watching these. Maybe you are a non-administrator, or you are an entrepreneur, and you're thinking, how do I achieve this even as an entrepreneur? Yes, it covers for all humans. So whether you're in the corporate professional career as an administrator or not, or you run a business, right? This is a concept that cuts across for every human if you're going to thrive a long haul in what you do, right? Please go back again, catch the full session, pause, take your notes, brood over it, play. I mean, that's the bit of a beautiful replay. You have the opportunity. I'd like to yield the floor to our visionary, the convener of this platform. Please, let's roll it. Drum rolls for our visionary. Ma'am, you have the floor. Thank you for this platform. For the closing remark, and you have the floor to do that now.
Thank you so much, Dr. Woshini. I'm so excited to be here today. There was a story I did not tell us when I was doing the opening remark, because I was looking at the time. I knew Dr. Oludayo for the first time during his graduation, 2006, but we did not know ourselves. He was just a young man that I saw because I was present at that event, going up and down the stage. And I'm getting very emotional now. Going up and down the stage, and I said to myself, I love this young man already. And then I said something. I said, I hope his mother is still alive to
Okay, I think there's some slight network glitch there, but we must not miss that story. I mean, right. Our convener will be in shortly, really, and I think it's a great way to close this experience. These are moments and memories that transcend even the workplace and the work boundaries. I'm sure she'll be back shortly so that we can close. We're just 2 minutes away from closing, so please hang on there so that we can have a beautiful closing. She might also have 1 or 2 information you might need to also note towards next month's edition, right? So please just hang on a sec, right? Thank you, Dr. Oludayo, for also staying back even after your session. We appreciate this special time, and just also talking about what you were talking about earlier on. I like to just give you a minute, maybe before the convener comes back, for someone who is maybe transitioning from an administrator role into maybe a professional role, an entrepreneurial role. What can that person do? And for organizations also that are not maybe in practice achieving this culture, what can they do? Maybe there's something you can say, but maybe I don't know. I'll pass it back to the convener, and then something we can wrap up with. Maybe once she's done. Okay. You're welcome back, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much. internet glitches. I was almost crying. Well, like I was saying, I met him for the first time 2006 at his convocation, and I got really emotional. I hope that this young man's mom is still alive to see the great things, the exploits, happening around him. And a year after, we met one-on-one. And I told him when I met him for the first time, I said, I'd loved you before meeting you. And nothing has dwindled that love for him, for his dear wife, and his children to date. Thank you so much, Dr. Ludayo, for yielding this call. While you were talking about leveraging relationships, I said to myself that your being here today is typical of yielding relationships. And for everyone that is here today, because there's no one that I've paid a kobo to, there's no one that I've given anything extra. Dr. Wishini is here. I just called him last week and said, you are going to do this. Mr. Sandari said, there are persons that met in the course of work. And here we are today. Thank you so much. Thank you to Dr. Ludayo and to everyone that has made this event a success today. Very insightful presentation. And I was so excited when he spoke about drawing boundaries, using policies without guilt, and when he also spoke about permitting people to help you. And, I remembered how when I once had the privilege of holding an executive office, I had a PA, I had an administrative officer, and I had an A. And I would tell them, once it's closing time, we didn't take this assignment together. Once you are done with what you're supposed to do, you can go. And so most of the time I'll be there alone in the office because I knew that I should not allow whatever assignment I had to encroach on their own personal lives. Persons like Mr. Dare will stay. Sometimes I'll leave him in the office, but that was because he wanted to stay and not because I compelled him to stay. Compelled him to stay. It's so essential for us as a Okay, thank you so much, Dr. Luda. You're still here. Like I was saying, it's very for us as leaders to provide that support for our downlines, to enable them to have work-life balance. I also could remember while I was deploying certain persons, I was also looking at them in cases where we had husbands and wives. We weren't looking at assigning roles to persons that would take both the husband and the wife out of the office, out of the house or the home at the same time, especially at such times that their children will be at home. I think that we all continue to improve on attaining work integration, work-life balance. But one thing I learned today is that they cannot be on the same page. Sometimes it goes this way, swings this way, another time it swings the other way. Thank you so much, Dr. Oludayo, for all that you have done today. Quite insightful, quite wonderful. Really appreciate you. I want to appreciate also today Dr. Wosheni and Mr. Dari for the roles that they have played in making this event a success this evening. Also, our participants, what's a vision without a people to run with? You can imagine we put all of this together and we do not have persons following us. On our platforms, we are about 300. On our platform, we are about 300. The WhatsApp platform. What is a vision without people to run it with you? To all of our participants, particularly those who have joined in this afternoon, I want to say a very big thank you to you. We look forward to having you again. Please, again, before you go, look at the chat, check out our handles, check out our links, and make sure that you follow us, you subscribe, and also register where need be. I look forward to seeing every one of us again in October when we'll be looking at the new tax reform as administrator and how we can be assisted, and how we can be assisted to navigate that terrain as we look forward towards January when the new tax reform will actually kick off. Thank you so much again for being here today. Thank you for making the administrators hub. Thank you for keeping it alive. Thank you for being a part of what we're doing. See you next week. Thank you. Next month. Sorry.
All right, bye
See you next
from
month.
here. See you next week.
Bye.
Next month. Bye. Bye. Bye, Dr.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Bye.